and what you can expect for other weekend events.
Live on your side. First Alert Weather Extra starts right now.
In that video there showing some of those wildfires happening across the country, we're going to take you to some of the stories that's been happening. Look, it's not just us dealing with these dry conditions,
No,
Tania, but it is so dry out there right now. You just need to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just us without any rain. Over the next several days, we're going to see dry conditions, but there's other states battling the same exact conditions.
Well, we were talking earlier, Matt mentioned that I know in the forecast today, you checked the weather app. We had a small chance for a shower Sunday night and into Monday, and you and I were discussing, we were talking about that. The models have trended drier in the long range. And, you know, when you get into a drought like this, there's so much truth in the saying, drought feeds drought. It takes a significant system to really break out of this kind of pattern. Just not seeing that kind of rain right now.
Yeah.
But we're watching, and it's just a matter of time. We're getting to November. It's that stormy season, so we will be watching. But the next big thing for us is actually going to be some record high temperatures coming up here possibly over the next few days. Live look from Reform. It's 76 degrees and a clear sky. This is one of those areas, places like Reform and Vernon and outlying areas. You get into places like Asheville and over in East Alabama. There's going to be outlying areas where we see those temperatures still down into the 40s early tomorrow morning. Right now, it's feeling very comfortable out there. We have a lot of 70s, nice weather to get a walk in, and of course the humidity is not an issue for us right now. It is so dry, but we're going to have that fall chill coming back for the early mornings, and we're going to have some possible record warmth there for Thursday and Friday during the afternoon. We got dry weather that will continue throughout the weekend as that dry weather hangs on. Here's a look at the hourly forecast, of course, from this point through 7 o'clock. Nice weather through supper time, 8 to 9 o'clock, 65 to 63 degrees there, but temperatures not as chilly this evening, but tomorrow morning you will feel it out there. Gadsden 45, 47 around Jasper, 52 at Tuscaloosa, 49 for Aliceville there early in the day. But that's what we're talking about, and also talking about, I mentioned near record warmth. That's one of the next big things over the next couple days here. Just want to show you some of these record highs. This is a look at Thursday the 24th. Birmingham 86 is Tuscaloosa 86, Anniston 84. We're going with a forecast high of 85, but we might go a little bit warmer, a little bit cooler, so we could be talking about setting some records. And let's take it on over to Friday just to show you some of the record highs for Friday the 25th. You can see 88, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa 86, Anniston 85. So we may be close here in Anniston. Don't think we'll quite make it to 88 degrees, but with it being so dry, again, these temperatures, we're seeing big fluctuations. Our weather watchers showing nearly a 40-degree swing in those temperatures out there. But talking about the dry conditions and the warmer afternoons, I want to show you this current condition here from Birmingham. The relative humidity has jumped back up to 43%, but this value just plummets during the day. So when you factor in those low humidities, we do have an east-southeast breeze, very, very light, but when that wind starts to pick up during the day, you have that, the low humidity. It's making for some very dangerous fire weather conditions out there. So I would certainly play it extra safe over the next few days. Avoid burning. I know we've been talking about some of those grass fires that have been reported around the region. So just watch out for that. We have very dangerous fire weather conditions with these low humidity values. You can see the drought monitors. This is from last Thursday, but this will likely, once we get the update on Thursday, I'm sure we'll see this moderate drought for more of our area by the end of the week. But those dry conditions really building, and look across the country here, a lot of dry weather. You can see back out across the plains there, seeing those severe to extreme drought conditions there. Hopefully we don't see those kind of extreme levels, although we haven't had a drop of rain for the month of October. Probably end up going through the month without wet weather across our area. These are all fire reports you can see around the region there. We have some of that data in our system. A lot of those fires contained around the state. We're going to be programming weather radios, though, switching gears. I know the weather's calm right now, but just to mention, coming up tomorrow, 2 o'clock until 7 o'clock in Utah, we'll be there programming weather radios, helping with the First Alert Weather app. November, right around the corner, typically late November into December. That's when we enter our secondary peak severe weather season. So always a good time to be prepared. Check the weather app, and also we can help you with NOAA Weather Radio.
And taking you now to the East Coast in Connecticut, where a large wildfire erupted in Berlin County. It happened on the west side of Lamentation Mountain yesterday. Officials tried to contain it as much as possible, but had to stop before nightfall due to the steep and rocky terrain. There are currently no evacuation orders due to the fire. Similar situations unfolding in New Jersey, where wildfires were reported along the I-95 corridor near the Rockaway Township. This comes after the microwave wildfire started over the weekend and is now 85% contained. And as these wildfires continue to spark across the country due to ongoing drought conditions, you may be wondering how some of them get their names. Wildfires are typically given names that refer to the landmark or place that they started. So if multiple are burning in a region, you'll typically have an idea of which fire is which. For example, the airline fire in California was named after the airline highway, or the dinosaur fire in Colorado being named after the area known for dinosaur fossil discoveries. These names are left up to the fire unit or dispatch center in which the fire started to decide what it should be called. And this comes as officials in Northern California are working hard to get ahead of the next big wildfires by asking residents to clear brush, expect power outages, and have a plan to evacuate. Fox News' chief correspondent Jonathan Hunt has more from Los Angeles.
I'm lucky to be in this neighborhood. I'm lucky of the fire response, too.
Anxious residents of Oakland, California are now back home after a fast-moving brush fire closed in on their neighborhood over the weekend. That fire is now 85% contained, and locals say their homes are still standing because of the quick response by firefighters. It's part of a new effort to get ahead of wildfires in Northern California. Red flag warnings are now in effect throughout the area, and officials are urging residents to get ready to leave if more evacuations are ordered.
We've really been asking residents over the last several days to be prepared for this, and people have a plan in the event that an incident or fire breaks out and they need to evacuate.
Local utilities are also working to minimize the risks by planning power outages in areas where stray sparks could set off a major fire. Some communities have been told they could be without power for days, and that's not sitting well with local business owners.
We use, we use electricity, and we need to plan how we're going to manage our inventory, in regards to the power outages. But 3 days seems a little excessive.
But others are taking the preparations in stride, clearing brush from their properties and hoping for the best.
It's a sign of the times. You gotta be prepared for everything, I feel like, these days.
It's already been a record-breaking year for wildfires, with more than 1 million acres burned in California so far. In Los Angeles, Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
And in 30 seconds, we check out our upcoming forecast as well as how you can keep your home safe in the event of a disaster. We'll be right back. Okay, about halfway there. Coming up tomorrow for our Wednesday, we're going to start out with some chilly weather in the morning. Afternoon temperatures in the 80s. A sunny sky is from cool weather to warm weather later in the day, and start out with a light breeze out of the north. Looks like more of a westerly breeze, kind of variable there into the afternoon. Live look from Jacksonville State University from the Houston Cole Library. 70 degrees. I'm showing you JSU because we got some college football happening tomorrow night. Should be some incredible weather for the game. Notice their kickoff with Middle Tennessee right around 6:30 at 77 degrees, and then cooling off into the low 60s by 9 o'clock. So should be some nice weather for some football, and should be some nice weather for the Classic. We'll be talking about that coming up. Right, Tania?
Yes, we sure will, Wes. But nearly a month after Hurricane Helene, people in North Carolina are still dealing with widespread damage. FEMA recently announcing more help for those impacted. The Biden administration announcing a new community liaison program where representatives will serve as, quote, trusted messengers between FEMA and affected residents. This new aid coming as the Tar Heel State is not only dealing with damage but also combating misinformation. Such claims North Carolina's Democratic Governor Roy Cooper dispels and says they're getting in the way of helping those who need it.
Many survivors of this storm lost everything. They want help and they want the truth.
And this all comes after the federal government has approved more than $300 million in assistance and debris removal. We're joined now by Dawn G as she speaks with an expert from an insurance comparison shopping website to talk about the devastation and how to help make ends meet.
Buying a home is probably one of the most significant purchases you will make in your lifetime. A purchase you want to protect. You've generally been able to do that with homeowners insurance, but with today's changing landscape, literally, it seems to get more difficult and more expensive every day.
The home insurance market is much more turbulent than it has been in the past.
Insurify data science team found home insurance premium surged 20% between 2021 and 2023. According to Insurify, consumers should expect at least another 6% increase by the end of 2024 if they haven't already seen it.
We have seen more billion-dollar disasters. We're not expecting to see home insurance rates go down.
In 2023, an unprecedented number of billion-dollar disasters left their mark across the map and families' lives, according to the NOAA National Centers for Environmental Information. Severe storms, flooding, tornadoes, winter storms, wildfires, heat waves, and drought, all tallying up a price tag for disaster and insurance premiums.
We've seen a lot of insurers in Florida just close up shop because they can't do business and they can't make it work. Because when they do have these billion-dollar payouts for hurricanes, wildfires, things like that, they don't have the funds to reset it.
According to Insurify, the most expensive states for home insurance in 2024 are Florida, Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, and Mississippi due to their vulnerability to hurricanes. Texas, Colorado, and Nebraska face a growing wildfire risk. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska are at high risk for tornadoes being located in an area nicknamed Tornado Alley. For older consumers, making ends meet can be an even tougher struggle.
The rate and the price of home insurance is far outpacing what seniors had prepared for. Florida is actually now, the average senior is paying 34% of their annual income into home insurance.
Our world is changing, and with it, so are our insurance rates.
It's relatively new, and it's due to several factors.
Schaefer says the increase in natural disasters and the increase in cost after the pandemic for building material and labor all factor in to the cost of your insurance premiums. What can you do about it?
You do need to include this in your budgeting. Compare home insurance rates. Look at ways to reduce your home insurance risk by making improvements to your home. Storm-resistant features, home security systems, all of these types of things can lower your insurance rates by making your home safer.
Make sure you inform your insurance agent of all the improvements you've made to your home to get all the possible discounts to your home insurance policy.
We're seeing now more than ever that the cost can really be prohibitive. And just simply letting your policy sit without looking at it just isn't a viable financial solution anymore.
Schaefer stresses just because you've been with the same insurer for forever doesn't necessarily mean you're paying the lowest rate. He suggests using a price comparison platform to compare quotes from top home insurance providers. There are a few out there to try. Helping you make ends meet. I'm Dawn G.
And still ahead, we talk about the beautiful conditions expected throughout the end of the week. And we're taking you to the classroom where we visit our junior weather watchers. We'll be right back. You're watching First Alert Weather Extra.
And welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. Another lovely evening out there. Temperature is 73 right now. Live look from the Tuscaloosa River Market. Sky mostly clear, and tonight we'll see those temperatures mostly in the 60s through 9 o'clock, but we'll stop it right there at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Still could see some 40s there on the map, some of the outlying areas. So the fall chill is in the air early in the day. Still a day dominated by sunshine, maybe a few high clouds, but the afternoon temperatures warming up into the 80s again. I still think we could see some mid 80s in a few areas later in the day. And then we have another nice evening coming up. Notice 7 o'clock Wednesday evening showing temperatures in the 70s. You can see 72 around Utah. And I mentioned this earlier, just a reminder, we will be out for a Weather Radio Wednesday tomorrow, programming weather radios in Utah at Mills Pharmacy from 2 o'clock until 7 o'clock in the evening. So stop by and see us there tomorrow. Wind speeds light and variable. You can see north breeze early in the day, but just enough of a breeze there that you'll notice it during the day. Out in the tropics, what's left of Oscar is moving out in the Atlantic. That system much weaker. You can see that disturbance there lifting off towards the north, but that's no longer an organized system. Over in the Pacific, this is kind of interesting. I just want to show you, this was the tropical system Nadine that was out over the Caribbean. It dissipated, sort of weakened, and what was left of that circulation reformed. It's now Hurricane Christy that's out over the Pacific. It's moving, of course, away from Central America, Mexico, but that's still that same system that's kind of reformed there, just to show you. You can track that, by the way, if you have the WBRC weather app, see those advisories. Magic City Classic weekend coming up. Weather looks perfect there. You can see around halftime for the game at 84 degrees, and I know we have some other big games happening, Alabama and Missouri, and for the Auburn game. Looks like this weekend what we're going to be talking about is temperatures warming up into the 80s during the day, and a sneak peek to Halloween, and it looks like dry weather at this time for Halloween, and actually very comfortable going into the evening hours. There's a 10-day forecast. Again, could set some records Thursday and Friday. A first alert for highs in the mid to upper 80s. Saturday and Sunday we have temperatures in the mid 80s, and it looks like as we go into Halloween, again right around 80 degrees, lows at night down into the 50s. Maybe a few showers coming back by early November. But it is time for some weather in the classroom, and that includes Color the Weather, and we have another lovely Color the Weather photo submitted by Zachorian from Miss Lakeisha Buford's third grade class at Charles Hardy Elementary School. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, and lovely pumpkin photos there. You can continue to send those in. We're sharing those right here on Weather Extra. Just go to WBRC.com, and that is /Color the Weather, where we have different color sheets for the students, and you can just send your favorite illustration there. You can submit those online, or also you can share those with us using the WBRC First Alert Weather app. And also you can sign up for a weather visit on our website. We had a great visit today. I was out in Payne Elementary School in Trussville, and these are the third grade, and I promise you, they were cheering and making lots of noise. You can't hear them right now, but they were having a very good time out there today, and we sang weather songs and had a fun time talking about meteorology and the science of weather, and of course our severe weather safety. Went over all of our severe weather safety. Miss Baker, one of the teachers, actually helped us out with the 10-day forecast, so we had a lot of fun there with the 10-day forecast, and just want to thank the teachers there. I've been to Payne before, and it's always a fun time visiting the school. We have more weather visits lined up, and again, you can sign up at Weather in the Classroom. And while I was at Payne Elementary School, our very own meteorologist Cynthia Rodriguez was also taking weather into the classroom today. She was with an English as a second language student group about being meteorologists, and taught them all things about weather, including a fun explainer between watches and warnings. They also had a chance to do a 7-day forecast, but lots of fun there. And Shinty will actually be joining us along with meteorologist Lauren Linehan tomorrow in Utah for our Weather Radio Wednesday.
And that sounds like fun. Hopefully, if you're out, you can take a trip down there. You do. But let's go beyond the 7-day. I can tell you this, not much has changed since we checked in with our Beyond the 7-Day forecast yesterday. As we look closer to the end of this month and bringing in the first day of November, you can see that here at home, we're not seeing much rain expected, but there could be above average precipitation for majority of the U.S., but that excludes Us here in the southeast and really some states across the East Coast and portions of the Midwest seeing more below average precipitation. Us more near average, so it's pretty typical for us to be fairly dry during this time of the year. Nothing in the unusual. But as we look at our temperatures, this is pretty cool. We're looking warmer as we end the month of October and start the month of November. But our West Coast states like California, Oregon, all the way up to Washington State, including Idaho, down in Nevada, and parts of New Mexico could be seeing below average temperatures. But us here, for most of the U.S. really, and here at home across the southeast, October 28th through November 1st, we're still looking at above average temperatures. So warm conditions are in store for us as we end out this month and start the month of November. But not only just warm, fairly dry too. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more First Alert Weather Extra, a final check of your weather. And get this, we're taking a look at some of your weather photos. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. That's after the break.
All right, one of my favorite times, Tania, it is weather photo time from the First Alert Weather app. Sandra Martin sharing a lovely sunset, and we've had perfect weather for some sunset photos.
Man, we sure have, and just beautiful sky conditions too. Check out this one, Wes. Joey Dunny, the Atlas Comet. You know, I'm not going to say the full name, so we're just going to call it Atlas.
I've been saying A3.
A3, there you go.
Rodney Frazier sending a lovely sunrise in Gatlinburg, and I just posted, actually, Rodney sent me a video of a huge bear, and he did a good job. He stayed out of the way.
Oh. Yeah, that's crazy. This one from Lynn Burrell. This one's really cool because you can see the fall colors on the Pulpit Rock Trail.
Yeah, that was right there at Mount Cheaha. Always a great location. And
gorgeous.
look at this is actually a composite image. William Richards shared this. The Orionid meteor shower we told you about last night. That was over Shelby County. But hey, when we say meteor showers, you do have a chance to see these things. But with the weather as nice as it's been, great weather for sky watching. Looks very dry through the end of the week. We're going to be talking more about those warm temperatures.
Yeah, we sure will. Tune in tonight, first at 9. Have a good evening. Hey, yay, you didn't forget about me. Take your time, take your time. Alrighty. Okay. I'm ready. In 3, 2. Hey there, everyone. First Alert meteorologist Tania Michelle here. Here's a look at that 10-day forecast. Looking good over the next several days. Could we see some record afternoon highs Thursday and Friday? We'll definitely be close. Mid to upper 80s possible Thursday and Friday. Overnight temps slightly warmer in the mid to upper 50s, especially as we bring in early Saturday. Another front, though, going to move through Saturday. Dropping temperatures again by the time we reach Sunday afternoon and evening. A cooler start early Monday in the mid 50s there, and afternoon highs topping out in the 70s. But a little bit warmer as we bring in Halloween next Thursday, closer to 10 days out. Low 80s for your Halloween afternoon, and Friday upper 70s. If you're looking for more forecast updates, don't hesitate to download the WBRC 6 News First Alert weather app.